this isn't mine. So today, gonna be working on this Model 3. As you can tell, it's lowered. It's got a good stance to it. It's got these nice aftermarket wheels, and it's got spacers on it. The reason I tell you that is the car is now lowered to the ground, and that's the reason that we're working on it today. So this person went over a puddle, and it ended up ripping off the front, the plastic grill underneath, not the grill, but the plastic shield on the front. And the bottom is still intact, but they want to replace it with a metal one so that it doesn't happen again. And at first I thought, I don't know if that's a good idea, but the more I got thinking about it, it kind of makes sense. It's bolted into metal, it's rigid, because you don't want to replace something that's a failure. You don't want to replace something like that, and it ends up causing greater damage to something else. Say your front bumper. You put a piece of metal on there, you hope that this fairly cheap part fails and it doesn't rip your front bumper off. And so that's the only negatives to it, but you're bolting it into hard metal anyways, and so it should stay rigid and in place. So let's get to it. All right, so the first thing we're gonna wanna do is get this thing jacked up in the air, obviously. Now, with it being a lowered car, you need to have a low jack, and sometimes that won't even work. So that's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna get it jacked up in the air. I'm gonna get both of them up in the front. I'm gonna put some wheel chocks in the rear. This is the low profile jack that I use. This is it was just a Harbor Freight jack. The puck that I have for it is obviously made for the Tesla. So we'll put that in and hopefully it'll clear. Sometimes I gotta drive up on a piece of wood. All right, so the puck's in place, and yep, it's too low. We're gonna not use the puck. And if you're not using the puck, you just gotta make sure you're putting it on the exact right spot. So we'll get both sides lifted up. Ooh! I used some tire shine on my wife's car the other day. Got a little bit on the ground, about slipped and fell. All right, there we go. We got the front end all jacked up now, nice and level. I don't have any jack stands underneath there. That's kind of one of the risks that I run. Maybe I'll regret that one day. I'm sure you guys will let me know. It's hard because you have 2 jack points on each side of the battery pack. So once you put those 2 jacks in place, you no longer have a place to put your jack stand. With 2 jacks, if one of them fails, half the car will still stay up. My hope is that if one fails, I just quickly roll to the other side. You know what I'm saying? Oh! All right, so underneath, we should see a little bit ripped out right here. That's all right. And all the other hardware mounts look perfectly fine, so that's good. I don't see any damage to the drive motors. You can see this bolt is still remaining in. That one's still there, so I gotta take that one out. So here's the old one, and then these are the new pieces right here. So let's pull those out. All right, so this is the piece that ripped out, and then it was dragging on the ground, they were saying. So basically, this is the front of the car, and so it ripped out, and then it was just dragging along and bouncing around. These are the points that we gotta go into. So we got the one in the middle, these 2, and then these 4 in the front. So let's get the metal piece out. Oh, this is nice looking. There it is. So this is a nice piece. I'm really impressed. So it's all aluminum on this side, powder coated matte black, and on the underside, it actually has a piece of this foam. I just put some scratches in it. It's just foam though. So this will probably absorb noises, and then there's a little access plate right here. So that's sick. This is really nice. I don't know what one of these costs. I'll have to look it up. I might start selling these. So let's check it out. Let's see how it fits in. Comes with some type of a nutsert and a split washer, 2 of each. No instructions. Nope. But that's all right. I'll figure out where they go. All right, so we're gonna slide this underneath of here. Now we still gotta get this bolt out right here, and all the other ones are already out. All right, so we got our hardware here. I'm gonna take this one out. Okay. We got a sheared off bolt here. We're gonna have to get that out of there. Let me show you guys. See that sheared off bolt there? So I gotta work on getting that out of there. That might be a little bit of a challenge, but I'm always up for a challenge. I might try to just grind a little bit right in the middle of it with a die grinder, and then see if I can use this to just unthread it. I don't know if that'll be enough. Yeah, so it wasn't enough.
So what I had to do was end up getting a drill and then using a easy out. Well, first drilled a hole in it. So I started with a small little drill bit, went right through the middle of that bolt, and then eventually I ended up putting in the easy out and just unthreading that easy out, and I ended up pulling the whole bolt out of there. So it was a huge pain, and you could have probably done without it, but I didn't want to do half the job.
All right, and we're back. That was a nightmare. So this is the bolt that was in there. I had to use the easy out, so I drilled a hole in the bolt and then used the easy out to get it out. It wasn't quite easy. As you can see, there's still a lot of threads left on it. Hopefully you don't have that issue, but if you do, now you know what you gotta do. You gotta use the easy out. All right, so the next thing we gotta do is remove these bolts all the way back here. Slide this out of the way. I don't want to scratch it up, it looks so pretty. So we gotta take these bolts out right here. It slides right up into place. I'm gonna put those 2 bolts right back in.
Now I'm just getting the panel aligned so that I can get a couple of bolts in there to hold it up into place. And I'm just hand threading these, leaving them nice and loose so the other ones aren't cockeyed or anything.
All right, so I got the back pieces in. Now I'm gonna come up front. I don't have anything tightened up, so I wanna be able to, I can still wiggle it around. Put one in the front here. All right. So I'm underneath the car, and I wanted to show you guys this area. So you can see this is flush. This bolt right here is no longer protruding through. So you're not gonna be able to get a nut on there like it was previously. And then up here, you're just gonna have to tighten these up. So I was concerned that I put it on the wrong side, but there's no other way of doing it.
Okay, so spoiler, later in the video, I found the nut certs that I showed in the initial part of the video. They actually go there. So put those in there.
All right, that's all good. Nice fitment. Now let's go to the back.
Sorry if that caused any confusion, but I wanted to leave it in so you could see my mistake.
So under here is the back plate, right down here, that we're gonna be replacing. So it's all just a bunch of bolts. So let's get those out. All right, let's open up the last one, the rear.
So both the front and the back pieces came very well packaged, no damages whatsoever to the packaging or the part.
It literally just hit me. These are what's supposed to be for those nuts. As I was looking for spare parts in this bag, I just realized these are the ones that they're supposed to use for those nuts in the front. So they're extended. So I'm gonna put those back on the front. You can see they're threaded. So that's what's gonna hold that. Here's what the back piece looks like though, really nice. So it's got a directional arrow. So it'll go in the car like this. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bolts stick out, maybe 13. Let's get those out. All right, here's the first one.
Okay, so now removing the rear tray is just going to be removing the 10mm bolts all the way around. And then inside the fender well liner is 2 push pins. Right there's one, and on the other side's the other one. So remove both of those and it's good to go.
This is hilarious. You never know what you're going to find. Look at this. A Zen can. What are the odds of that? All right, new one goes in.
All right, so now at this point, we're going to put this bad boy back in. All I'm doing is hand threading all the bolts into it so it holds it up nice and good. I didn't want to tighten them up all the way because I wanted it to move around. So once I started those, made sure they were all threaded, go ahead and tighten them up with that 10mm drill. And this is where I discovered there was 2 empty holes. And I said, oh boy, what's this all about?
That's solid. So the fit and finish is pretty good. The only thing I don't love is this right here. So it seems as though they want this to get bent over somehow, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna use a zip tie because I don't really want to bend that and try to get this in there. It's gonna pull it. Other than that, it's pretty good. Now you could probably just leave this loose. I'm gonna zip tie it. I think that's the best option. It's underneath the car. I don't love zip ties. It's kind of ghetto. I don't really want to bend this. It'll end up ripping it and it'll leave it at a funky angle. So I'm just going to tie it up kind of tight right there.
Let me know what you think about this. If it's better or worse to do it this way. Again, I'm not a fan of zip ties, but I thought this one still looked pretty good.
So that's it. As you can see, the fit and finish of it is pretty good. I got all the bolts in, got this access cover. So that's it. If you want to replace your plastic ones with those aluminum ones, that's all you got to do. It's really fairly easy. A couple bolts on the front, a couple bolts on the rear, replace them both. You'll be good to go. That way you don't have to worry about your bumper getting ripped off in some heavy rain, something like that. That aluminum is held in to the frame with aluminum. I think that's a good idea. I've never installed one before. This is the first one I've ever done. Like I said, I don't really love aftermarket stuff, but I think this is a good situation where aftermarket is actually better than the original OEM. As I mentioned, you kind of want some fail safes in place, and this plastic was kind of that, but I think it'll actually help protect that bumper better because you're bolted onto that. So anyways, thank you so much for watching.